be able to hear me. I am looking after Elodie, so I might have to dash off. Check this is working okay. Let me know if you can hear and see. Hey Derek. Hey Lenny. You right? Hey Harry. Charles, which guitars are cooler than Squier? More Marcos Foley stuff Arpan's asking for. I may get some more out of that. $46.9 on the telly. Need a Les Paul arc. Marcos, I've been on my Les Paul arc, it's right there. What are you meaning? But I need to get some more. Yes, I've heard of Get You Back. Let me see. I can't actually play it, but I absolutely love that tune. Yeah, the Les Paul arc basically unexpectedly started this summer when I started gigging it, and I kind of unexpectedly just kept going back to it because I would have been sort of telly or strat guy generally live. Harry, this my dad bought this off of Facebook Marketplace maybe a few years ago, and I used to mock him for it. Because the guy that he bought it off had it, it's just an E major mostly, Arpan, so just E major scale is basically all you need with it. It's just that the chords are like inversions. Nowhere Man, why don't you send me an email with some specific points that you want covered in that video, and I'll do that video for you. Anyway, seriously, what's cooler than someone playing on a Squier? What I think is cool about it is that you just don't expect it in general. And that everyone can afford it. I think it's the only thing that maybe to me is cooler is if someone has like vintage gear that they're playing, but obviously that's far less accessible. Maybe I've gone too high on this now. Oh dear, oh dear. Right, chat, keep things happening. Jeff Healy. Cool. Francis Dunnery as well, right? Alan Murphy. Jay Maskis. Right, let's get back to this. Right, fire some more questions in the chat. Hey Chris, hope you're well. Yeah, the classic vibe I think is really well loved by people in general. Josh, the Bad Cat is really cool. I've started making a video on it. I kind of want to try gigging it first, so I may take it to my gig on the weekend. No, it's not. As far as I know, it's all original. It's obviously like a Facebook marketplace buy that my dad did years ago, so we don't really know much about it. Hey Federico. Is that their little JV Bluesville asked if I could try the 65 Combo Deluxe? Hey Lee. This Squier I think is 2003 actually, Chris. 9 hours in the day building Telly number 2, humbucker and single coil shred machine. How's it going? And what's the current amount you've spent on it? I haven't made a parts caster in, well, about 10 years, but I've got something kind of on the back burner for it. I've got some Monty's pickups to go in. Hey Raymond. Bob Saxon asks if I've ever used a 2-notes opus. I haven't. What's the best Squier anyone's ever played? You want to tell me about those? I think maybe for me the J Maskis. The only thing I didn't like about it, I had one that was a bit heavy. 115 quid, that's not bad, is it? Just send me some photos when it's done. So what is a Squier 51? Is that one of the sort of pawn shoppy ones? Baroque blues. Sunset Lake, nice. So Derek's favourite Squier is one. Who's Nick McCabe? Should I know that name? So is he a rugby player? Did he play a Squier? Right. Chill out, bro. Oh, the Verve. I'm not familiar with a lot of this stuff, to be honest with you. Here's Fenton. He's making squeaks. Francis Dunnery, yeah, amazing. And Alan Murphy, right? Notorious vintage style Fender boomer. I can't be a boomer. Yeah, Francis Dunnery has talked about, you know, playing Squiers. I do think it's quite a cool idea if you find one that suits you. The neck on this is a bit skinny, maybe. For me, personally. It's not terrible though. This is poor look. Yeah, but Squier is also super light. This one's, yeah, not heavy at all. In certain eras as well, they're using the proper wood, right? So this is like a rosewood board, not laurel like they tend to use now. John, how you doing, bud? So which are those Squiers that have giant necks, Baroque blues? Hey John. This is Dad's. Peter Collins, I have an 83 Squier SQ Stratocaster, which I've had since new. Always been one of my favourites. I think John has a JV Squier, right? How are the pickups? I think they're pretty good. Yeah. Jackson Dinky Squier. How many gigs do you have to practice for a month? Oh, how many gigs do I have a month? Over summer it's been maybe like between 5 and 6 a month. Because I've been covering for my buddy Jake in Mammoth. To me, the pickups sound fine. The Indonesian Squier has quite a fat neck. I'm enjoying it. He has, yeah, 283 JVs. And he's bought one because he's out in Spain at the minute. Hey, Harry. For rosewood over maple fretboards, it's neither tonal nor visual for me. It's about how it feels under the fingers. Typically I find that maple feels stickier. John has a Squier 40th anniversary telly. I replaced everything on it except the body. Brilliant. Stephen had 82 JV Strat, so that would have been the Nitro one, right? And bought it when he got back from the Falklands War, sold it in 1985. Why did you end up selling it? Make a second channel for just the pieces you write improv in every vid. The thing with that sort of thing is things can happen to your channel, and if you've got more than one channel, it makes it more difficult to recover them, apparently. And actually, Sam, you might be kind of, I guess, the effort of actually uploading and making thumbnails and all that sort of shit is probably, it's kind of pretty much Martin Gemi from Montreal. It's alright, Fenton. Does anyone have any suggestions for what is cooler than a Squier guitar, by the way? I'm open to suggestions. Yeah, Gene, on the Beato thing, I kind of feel like I've said this a few times. Like, if I thought it was you, Jim. So a few of these names have your hallmarks on them. I don't want to call them out immediately. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like when you're talking about some of this stuff, surely you can talk about some of these tunes without actually playing the stuff. Because he's not actually teaching them in most times, is he? It's just like reacting to the tunes. I don't think it's really... Jeremy, what Squier are you playing? I don't get the joke though, Jim. Raymond Whammylink. Raymond Whammylink. There's a chord in it. Charles says St. Vincent model is cooler than a Squier. I don't think so, because it's... How much is a St. Vincent? Let me look that up. £3,000. I think inherently a £3,000 guitar is not cool. Paranormal Troublemaker. So what's that one? That's a mix of... sorry, what would it be? Rhapsody. Like that. Yeah. Like that sort of thing. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to carry on trying to work that out. Oh dear. Those Sterling guitars are cool. I gigged my Sterling Cutlass on Sunday. Really enjoyed it, Charles. So Someone clip that. Are harmony guitars cool now? I thought harmony guitars were I thought they were Japanese. My helix is all here. Again, naturally. A rattle in the truss rod. I guess that would imply that it's very loose. Shuffle looper, yeah. It's a great block. I'm not familiar with the song. If I did, I would know the progression. There's loads of really good stuff about the Melodic Minor. Can't get this guitar to stay in tune now. So, for example, playing Isn't She Lovely? That's not right. things like that is melodic minor stuff. So, for example, let's try and think of like a. So this is melodic minor. So this is melodic minor over that F minor. Sorry for the playing. Yes, I think melodic minor is particularly melodic. Harmonic minor, there is some nice stuff that can be done with that in the context of like some stuff. Yes, Samuel's got a great point there. I think substitution in general, it's quite a simple kind of concept. Really, I'm not sure that a book is the best place for it, but maybe but knowing, for instance, that anytime you see like a C major, any of the major chords, you can basically substitute for a minor, their relative minor. But to me, yeah, inversions are really kind of key. So if you had something like straightforward like 1, 4, 5. So let's just do that with simple triads. that could be 1, 4, 5. So C major, F, G, or you could use to have any of the minors, or you could have any of the inversions. So this is in first inversion, each of them. Okay, what about if you were in is there a second inversion? Okay, now 1. 4 in first inversion, called 5. Then you could do like 1 in first inversion. Then 6 in the minor instead. 4. Okay, and then this time I'm going to go 1 and then 2 instead of 4. 1, 2. Sorry. Paused up chord 2. So it would be C major, then D minor, so that pretty simply gets most of the work done, right? Like if you have inversions and you have the kind of knowledge that you can replace a C major with an A minor, that kind of gets you a lot of the way. Joy Buzzer says, what if my favourite note is a major 7th? Am I screwed? No, you're fine. Let me think. And I think really knowing, you know, what C major actually means to you, Chris, could be totally different to what it means to me. But in my head, what C major is, I have a very clear idea of what each of the chords in that family of C major are. So C, D minor, chord 3, E minor, F major, G major, A minor. And then I have an idea about other chords that come from outside it that will sound quite good too. So like, there'll be a secondary dominant, right? F. Or secondary subdominant. And then this one here be like pretending that we changed to C minor for a bit. Thinking about that as well, like if you're in a major key, you can switch to the minor. But yeah, having an intimate idea of what C major really means, I think is kind of important. And with any key that you're doing that sort of stuff with, so any key that I'm playing in, I'm fairly okay with the idea of that key and what belongs in it. Joy Buzzer suggests, like Samuel says, triads as well. Spread triads, I think, actually might even be a better idea, because things like that I've not listened to any of Neil Schon's solo stuff. If that's a serious suggestion, maybe email it to me and I'll try and take a listen in the car at some point. to me, like Eric Johnson is what got me back into sort of like into the pentatonic idea. But you're doing it all pretty much by ear, right, Chris? But I wouldn't bother. I don't think that there's much need for anyone to get into sort of modes too much. I don't think that particularly helps you with any of this kind of stuff. I think just having a really intimate knowledge of what at the forefront of it, of what each key really is, you know, so like G major, or E flat. My favourite keys, maybe like F, one of them. I also really like playing in F sharp, specifically. Fenty, can you chill out, bro? Because I used to try to avoid playing in the really obvious keys as a kid. Stop your noise. So, you know, like if you're playing in, I kind of think of them as like between keys, where it's like between the more common keys that you play in. It's actually a flame top, Joy. This Eric Johnson Nick one, shoot me that via email if you would, and I'll do a video on it. Hey Seth. Anyone else feel any other kind of way about this? Like the actual type of guitar and price of guitar is less important than almost anything else in the signal chain, I've found. Sorry. Right. But for instance, I'm totally happy playing this. Right, what else do we want to talk about? I also definitely playing in E major. I haven't weighed it yet. It feels not heavy. I would guess this body might be basswood. I quite like 5. I think 5 for me just feels like it's got still like a danceable quality. Have you heard me playing? It is always that, yeah. Funny story actually. Ben Unison, 147 Derek. Ben Unison, but with like a half-line feel. It kind of inspired me to start. Here's a scale for you. Sorry, my playing's shite today. Yes, he did a podcast, I think, or maybe an interview, talked about playing 7 hours a day. this was when I was mostly playing keyboard for gigs, and it kind of inspired me to practice guitar more. That's not really working today, is it, my friend? Maybe we should do played 8 hours a day for the first year I owned a guitar. That's awesome. What age were you at that point? Does that mean you get time to practice still? Kevin? Glad to hear it, Kevin. Ravioli Jones, what is this? A stage master? Is that the name or is it showmaster? The progression is stop that. So Derek asks, Beato is having trouble with some copyright stuff. When is he not? I think he must like making videos about that, to carry on just making videos with that sort of stuff in. I'm plugged into Helix, and you're hearing it direct. Schoolwork took a back seat. Guitar took over my life at 15. Yeah, that's awesome. No regrets. That's good to hear. So for instance, the other day I wanted to include, you know, the Norlin era Gibson Les Paul that I did a video on. Yes, belongs to Francisco, who showed me a really cool piece on a guitar that he made, so I wanted to include that in the video, but it instantly got a copyright sort of warning or whatever, or says that you have to share monetization and all that sort of stuff. So for me, I feel like it's just easier just to not include it if it's explicitly flagged in that way. I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit of a... Unless it's a video that you really want to make about something, and in which case then maybe you just suck it up and say, well, sometimes I won't have a fully monetized video. I need to let these dogs out. This AI meets copyright infringement is getting out of control. Yeah, I don't know what will happen around that sort of stuff. I think YouTube flags stuff as AI now, right? Do you ever get dinged for copyright on stuff you made up yourself? Intros and whatnot? Well, normally if that happens, it's because I was ripping off something else. So for instance, there was I did like a Tremonti inspired video, which involved, yeah, doing... Anyway, what was I saying? Why don't I turn this light on? Wait, I can't. Turn these ones on. Anyway, sorry, it's getting dark. I don't know if anyone has enough money to sue record labels in that kind of way. So I did an intro and I used like Tremonti's chord progression for In Loving Memory. That got dinged, so I just sort of changed things up a bit until it doesn't. Right, I need to let this dog out a second. Give me a minute. Right, leave some more questions and thoughts if you've got any. If anyone thinks of a guitar that's... Yes, you need to stop for milk, wife. Yes, please stop for milk. They can create a class action lawsuit, or you could just not use copyright content in your videos, which I think, to be honest, as well, sort of, I don't know. To me, it seems like surprises, Lenny. Seems to me, in some cases, so like quite a lot of Beato's videos will be just sort of like slagging off the current Spotify top 10. So it's like, well, it's not actually teaching anyone anything either, is it? I don't know. So in terms of like, I guess fair use for criticism or whatever, but it's not fair use for education, is it? And in the case, if you're talking about something by the Eagles or by Rush or something like that, do you need to play the song? Would be my real question, which is like, you could just say in your videos, right, this is the song that I'm going to be referencing. If you want to pull that up in another window, listen to this part and all that. Hey John, I've got some pickups for you now. I really need your take on the revival drive into a power stage into the VP4. 10 times. 8 weeks until the artist strap turns up. Yeah, people will start be getting them. Did you have any instructional book that was really helpful to you when you were developing your music theory and chordal understanding? I would say you should pick up. Well, sorry, the thing that was most instructional for me is ABRSM music theory stuff. Well, that's the thing as well, isn't it? Like, you're picking songs in general, like, it'll be like Led Zeppelin tunes, do you know what I mean, that are gonna get clicks, so you specifically choose artists like that that are relevant to, you know, a wide audience, specifically because they're going to come to your video. It's not like you're actually doing much to promote their work, in my opinion, but I don't think that's the point. Paul, if you end up not loving the Road Worn, keep it if you can. They are cool guitars, as Peter says. Right, I need to let the dog back in. I'll get Fenton back in. Fenton? Fenton? Ready? I got some Monties. They've done me a whole set, but we need to chat about when you can get them over and what you need. So, yeah, probably need to send you some money to sort it out, right? You put your guitars in storage. I hope they're going to be clean. Not clean, dry. Derek, there are occasional things that might get a ding. Annoyingly for me, when I was doing more of it, like the jazz on Sundays, that you'd have to just take the hit on those. But then again, like, my AdSense revenue is nowhere near what Beato's is, so maybe it's less of an issue anyway. For instance, like if you play like a second of Thunderstruck, you get an instant sort of ding, but I think all of the claims are probably sort of just automatic. It's like the way that YouTube works, isn't it? So there could be, yeah. Playing the lick doesn't get a ding, no. It's more like just playing things too close to an actual record. Like if I play the Toy Story theme, that gets caught most times. And when Lenny used to come and sing on these, if we're doing a tune, those would get caught. Have any of my Nitro guitars had weird reactions to guitar stands or straps? No. No, the Money for Nothing inspired. You just have to be a little bit different. Yeah, well, I think it makes sense that because Beato has a lot of staff as well. Have you heard of Parcels? They have some really fun stuff to play. I've not heard of them. No. Yeah, John, this one's one for you in a way. Bit of a Squier. There is a way to be really sure that you won't get hit for it. It's just to not use other people's copyright work. This is a Squier, I think, Showmaster. From about 2003. Indonesian made. Get got for a chord progression. You might get caught if it's the Herve, email me that idea. Herve Merlier. It sounds like it might be a gym one. But email me that as an idea. Have you played the Squier Classic Vibe 50 tellies? The classic vibes for me, the necks are a bit on the skinny side. How do you know when and where to land after a run on a solo? Do you go by ear? Yes, by ear. Try to land on the one. I've not had any nitro guitars develop weird reactions. But I think that K-line, whoever had it before me, has had that sort of thing happen. Eva, be quiet. You won't get got for just like a progression unless you do it like really close. But it's mostly going to be melody that it's listening for, not chord progressions. It's my dad's, John. Do I regret selling any amp? I like that two rock. I like the two rock. No, not at all. The two rock just felt obnoxious to own. Maybe I'd quite like to have a Lone Star still, but there's a reason that I've sold every amp though, isn't there, basically. I bought it off Jake. Jake doesn't have any two rocks anymore. Has anyone, Paul Field says, any thoughts on the couple of guitar YouTubers? Name them. I don't know who they might be, who are calling out guitar channels that has been buying fake subscribers. Let me know those names and I can give you some thoughts on them. The upside down headstock is a bit wrong. It is, and when you're tuning it, it just feels very odd. And I'm not sure about the long-term stability of something like this either. Landon Bailey and 60 Cycle Hum. What, they've been calling out? Who they called out? Landon Bailey's good fun though, right? Oh, that worked. Can I do that twice? Released a video on a channel that's apparently got really weird subscriber numbers with videos of 60k views and no comments. Which is probably an AI channel or something in it. Verse headstock is a slap in the face to lefties. I tried to look into controversy, but actually no one wants to name the offending channel itself. Well, why make a video on it then? Do you know what I mean? name the channel or don't. Hey! Shh! Stop it. Yeah, Harry Sounds just made an interesting point. Subscribers mean nothing these days, though the algorithm only really serves you what you continue to click. Paul Field says Soul String. So I've heard a buddy talk, well, I don't think they actually mentioned who it is. Maybe I shouldn't mention it. But, yeah, seems to me to be an ultimately pointless thing because subscribers in general don't matter. That sounds like I'm saying you guys don't matter, as in numbers don't really matter. You don't get paid per subscriber, you get paid per view. But the thing is, if you're demoing for other people, then I could see that you might intentionally want to inflate those numbers so that you could charge a company more. But I don't think companies are, in general, that stupid. You'd hope not, anyway. Mateus Asato or Tim Henson? Mateus. I'll take Mateus over Tim. The thing is, yeah, like your subscriber count just is what it is. It doesn't mean that those guys are going to watch all your videos. And if you're paying for views, that seems ultimately fairly daft. I think the only way to get things to work really is just organic. Even like doing collaborations with other channels doesn't really work in the same way as just doing regular videos. And everyone's journey is a little bit different. I know certainly it could be quite sort of depressing to start with if you don't really just love the process of doing it, because if you're looking for like views or money, whatever, there are more convenient things to do. I feel like the best way to start is to do something for the process. Definitely. I think that's true of everything. What's your biggest video at the moment? The JHS debacle? Probably not, Charles. I don't really know. There are a few videos that are... I've got no idea, really. There was one that's... I think the one that I've got as the one that comes up has got quite a lot of views. That one is around the idea of like my approach to like playing melodic, which is less about scales and more about actual melodies that you've heard before. Yeah, but yeah, for me it's really not like the view counts on one specific video are not huge on this channel at all. So I don't know, it's just about just having a regular video, which probably doesn't even suit most of you. I think I have, Harry, I think it'd be disingenuous to say that I don't care about views at all. Like the overall trend, like, is, I guess, somewhat important, but the other thing is that actually you can't really influence them that too much. So it's kind of like the things that you expect to do better sometimes just don't at all, and then the things that you didn't expect to do well that you're just doing because you want to do them, sometimes those do really well. You just talk, Derek, and then you'll find that something will come out. But again, it's more the way, because I don't think it's important, obviously, what I do. But I think the thing is that I try to think, actually, if you really think about it too much, too hard, like, you know, do we need another Wonder Woman film, or do we need another Superman film, Jim? If you overthink everything, nothing is that important. just shouting me out. Wonder Woman needs a telly, that's true. But yeah, I think... based absurdist philosopher. If you think about it, nothing is that important. You know what I mean though, like if you think, right, if I take the attitude that everything is for money or whatever, or that everything is just content, then everything just is content in life. Do you know what I mean? You know, like no one really needs new films and stuff like that, but some of them matter to some people. And that's kind of how I try to think about some videos. This was one of the thoughts that I kind of had around this, because I saw Beato did I think a thing with CBS News where they were playing like an AI created song. And AI is at the stage where it can actually create a song that sounds like an auto-tuned vocal really, really well. I've not heard someone sort of putting up like stuff that actually sounds like a human that's not so processed. I don't know if that's a thing. Any interest in the Tone King Imperial preamp pedal? Kind of, but at the same time not too much. Actually thought it was a pretty good summation on today's misdirected inspiration around younger adults. I don't know. Yeah. Could be that. Well, it is that as well, but do you know what I mean? It's like, but that's always been the case, right? Derek says, do you see the Helix Stadium becoming a key piece of gear you use regularly? I think so. And certainly as more people potentially have one, I think it would be more interesting to me to do stuff with one. At launch, I imagine it would be a fairly sort of lonely space to be creating for people. And I think Helix Native is my sort of main go-to thing that fits into my workflow best, which I don't see changing. So for content or for its actual uses, no, as in for like the community side of things, like with the Helix, I think what I quite like, and some people seem to like, is like, you know, making videos talk about how you build a tone and that sort of stuff. So I think that's like actual uses, but also stuff that people can get something from, if you know what I mean. Whereas if it's a piece of gear that no one else has yet, then it's sort of in some ways less interesting to me. Do you know what I mean? Axe Effects is what I gig with live, Amber. The other thing though is like reasonably, if you're going to the length of like buying subscribers and stuff like that, I feel like there are better ways to maybe put energy into getting money off just views on YouTube, if that's what you're interested in, right? You could do, I think there's a thing of like AI generated, I heard this on Red Letter Media, AI generated what's the word, like movie trailers and stuff like that, like fake movie trailers. Do you know what I mean? Like there's surely easier ways than making guitar videos, because also like guitar videos is a pretty small niche compared to some other stuff. Like I watch like MMA YouTube stuff, and those I think like have a bigger audience, kind of seem to anyway. Yeah, Red Letter Media, they're one of my favourite things. My buddy Jim showed me those. We were in 5, weren't we, for this? Right, let's do some AI generated backing. But yeah, I think the AI thing is a bit of a quick road to even less meaning, do you know what I mean? And YouTube is 100% flooded, absolutely, but I don't know. It's kind of one of those things, isn't it? Like, again, just like TV is flooded, radio is flooded. Right, something in 7. That was 6, wasn't it? That's not right either, is it? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey Blue, hope Keith's streams go well. Drop into him and say sorry for. Right, my wife's here now. I'm going to say bye. Thanks everyone for getting involved. I'm going to jump off. What new Squiers did they just announce? I'm going to need to go check them out. I'll catch you in another video soon, guys. Just wanted to jump on whilst I had a minute. Cheers for stopping by. Thanks for all the chat, everyone. If you had ideas for a video, email me them. I'd love that. Cheers for stopping by. Bye.